Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'd like to share some ideas on how to create groovy licks using random rests. I'll go through some easy steps on even time signatures, and if you like this video, then in a future video we will also take a quick trip through odd time signatures or even polymeters and polyrhythms. The key word today is groove. Let's get to it. Alright, so why this video? Have you ever been stuck in some very repetitive grooves during improvisation or when you were composing or arranging a song? Have you ever found yourself going through the same rhythm over and over again? Or maybe a bunch of rhythms, but still you couldn't come up with anything more creative than that, ever? When I practice scales or arpeggios or any form of repetitive and purely mechanical stuff for a lot of time, of course I improve my technique, but I also get stuck in using just up and down scales or arpeggios, just as if music was a repetitive and boring exercise, so my licks turn out to be repetitive and boring. Sometimes I use a nice trick to overcome that crisis, that writer's block. It's still something mathematical, but it can be useful as a kickoff. Then, after taking off, you can go on being more creative, improving the groove, using different scales, etc. And now I'll give you some examples. Okay, let's start with a very boring riff. 4/4, just one note, all in 16th. This rhythm is very boring, right? Repetitive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if we have a riff like this will sound okay, this is our basic groove, right? What if I start putting random rests in the notes? Okay, let's say I want to make a rest on the first note of every quarter, right? So we mute every first note. Okay, so this will be what, like 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. So it will sound like this. Oh yeah, but what if I copy and paste again the first measure, but this time I will put a rest on note 2 of 4. Okay, so it will be 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. So our new groove will be this. This time we will put a rest on note 3. So our new groove will be 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2. Okay, and it will sound like this. Okay. Then we paste again our first measure and then we put the rest on note 4. So our new groove will be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And it will sound like this. Okay, good. Now let's get back to groove number 1. Okay, this is only one note, so this is a very boring riff, right? It's not even actually a riff. What if we put some real notes to make it just a little bit more interesting? Still the same rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but with notes. So at least we can call it a riff. Let's try. Random notes, but they make a little sense. this is our first groove, but with notes. Now let's do the same thing on groove number 1. Remember, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's try to put a real melody on this one. Groove number 1 with notes, so we call it riff 1. All right, and what about groove number 2? The one with the rest on note 2. 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. Let's write a little riff on this one too. Let's try. And what about groove number 3? The one with rest on note 3. So 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2. Let's try to write a real riff on this groove. Okay, let's try. Groove number 3, riff number 3. Oh yeah. And what about riff number 4 or groove number 4, the one with the pause, with the rest on note 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's try to write a real riff. Okay, this could be our riff number 4. Okay.
Excellent.
But these are still basic grooves. What if we start putting grooves together? Like groove 1 plus groove 2. So groove 1 is 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And groove 2 is 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. So we put like 2 instances of groove 1 and 2 of groove 2. So 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. And even with only one note, it could be. Starts getting interesting. Now let's try to turn it into a riff, so with notes. Let's do it. Oh yeah! And what if we put together groove 3 and groove 4? 2 instances of groove 3 and 2 instances of groove 4. We will have something like 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And it will sound like this. Okay, now we can put notes on these grooves, groove 3 plus groove 4, but I think I've made my point. So let's move on to some other variations, because these are all kind of mellow riffs. Okay, so they're like kind of same style, same guitar tones. What if we want to do some more variations? What if we want to change the style, change tempo, change the guitar tone? We can have, for example, 70 or 75 BPM intro with an arpeggio using groove 1. So 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. But instead of doing a mellow riff, we will play an arpeggio. As I told you at the beginning of the video, this is still a mechanical thing, okay, mathematical thing, but it's just to kick you off. Then when you take off, then you can stay more creative following this path. Let's try another riff. Let's say a funk rock riff. Oh yeah! What if we want to do something in, not in 4/4, but for example in 6/8. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We may want to start on 16th note. That's our main groove. What if we want to do the same trick and start putting rests at random? Let's try putting rest every 2 notes. Okay, so 1, 2, rest, 1, 2, rest, 1, 2, rest. 1, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, 4, 5. This will be our groove. Oh yeah, but what if we want to move the rest a little bit? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1, 3, 4, 5. So it will be something like. Oh yeah. Now I will give you an idea that I had on a song that I put on my solo album, The Adventure So Far. All I Need Is You, and it has this long part at the end, which is in 6/8, and it has this very weird groove. Rest, note, 2 rests, note, 2 rests, note, rest, note. 2, 4, 1, 4, 6, 2, 4, 1, 4, 6. In metal version, it would sound like this. Oh yeah. Okay, I think that's it for today. This is just a little way to get started, to kick off, and to find a way to stay more creative. And you will find out that doing these exercises, like mathematical stuff, may lead you to a more creative path. Let me know what you think. See you next time. Ciao.